Here on skill 210, what we're trying to do is take 2 points, let's say 2 comma 5 and negative 3 comma 7, and we are going to try to write an equation for a line that goes through those 2 points. Well, first of all, you've got to be good at finding the slope. You should already know how to do that part. That's a different video. 7 minus 5 over negative 3 minus 2. So this comes out to 7 minus 5 is 2 over negative 5. So my slope here, m you usually call it, is 2 over negative 5, or negative 2/5. Now, how do I write the equation for that line? Well, I like to use this form of the equation. Y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. I strongly recommend you learn that. That's called point slope form. And it's got a point right here, a place for a point, and then this is where the slope goes. So we write y minus, and we'll put in the point later. Do that later. The slope we already know. The slope's right here. 2 over negative 5. And I could throw the negative on the top. Usually people would rather see it up there. All right, so I got negative 2/5, and now I have x minus, and then there's another spot I'm leaving empty. So I got room right here for my point. It's going to go right here and here. And take a guess what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick one of these 2 points. Doesn't matter which one. Either one would work. I'm going to take the easier one, this one, and I'm going to put that 2 in for x right there, and I'm going to put the 5 in for y right there. There's my equation. And a lot of people are annoyed by that because they're used to equations that start with y equals. Well, if you really need to do that, then you'd have to add 5 to both sides, and you'd have to multiply all this junk out, and that'd be a big pain in the neck. So as long as the only directions are right in the equation, that's an equation right here that's got a point and a slope in it. It's called point-slope form of an equation. All right, let's do one more. Let's say I had the point negative 3 comma 7 and negative 6 comma 9. And I was going to be asked to write an equation for the line that goes through those 2. So my first step is I go the slope, find the slope, 9 minus the 7 over the negative 6 minus the negative 3. Notice I'm being careful with my negatives there. And I have 9 minus 7 is 2. And then 6 minus negative means 6 plus 3. So the negative 6 plus the 3 would be negative 3. So I have negative 2/3. That's my m, my slope. All right, now I know my slope. Y minus the y sub 1. I'm going to just pick a point right off the bat. You know what? I'll write this out for you again. Y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. I'm going to pick a point. I'm going to use this point this time. And I'm going to say y minus the y of that point right here is 9 equals the slope, which is negative 2/3, times x minus the x of that point. This is the x1. So that's the x of my point, negative 6. Notice it has 2 negatives. Minus a negative 6 means the same as plus a 6. So there's my equation when I'm given 2 points.